What's up, everybody? I'm Matrix Andrea, and we're going to continue Dark Souls 2 New Game Plus, The Crown of the Sunken King. So first I'm going to show my stats. And then I'm going to show my gear. And then we're going to get moving through this place. So in the last episode, I opened up the shortcut from where the boss stairway is, and I'm going to ride the elevator back down, and then we'll run up that way. It's a very vertical area, and we have to drop down several buildings until we get down to the Elana boss. Alright, so you put the dragon stone in, and then it forms this staircase right here, and this is where we're going to be going. There's a lot of drops in this area too, so it's a good idea to have the cat ring. That way you don't take tons of fall damage. And also, there's a lot of Drake Blood Knights here. And these guys have tons of poise, so it's a good idea to fight them with a long-range weapon like a halberd, or the large club works well too. But they've got so much poise, and I'm not going to aggravate myself by fighting them with big weapons. I'm actually just going to throw Dark Orb at them a bunch of times to kill them when they run across me, and there's one of them hiding right there. Let's just see how much damage this does. Yeah, it does decent damage. It did damage like that in the new game cycle. But these motherfuckers have so much poise, and it's so hard to make them stagger that, honestly, I feel like it's not even worth fighting them. And they're one of these enemies that I'm not afraid to be cheap with. Even wearing the stone ring, it still takes forever to make them stagger, so there's a few here and there that are worth taking out, but by and large, I try to avoid fighting with them. Which I wouldn't mind if they weren't so damn poise stacked, but because they are, yeah, I look down on these enemies. I don't like fighting these guys. The playthrough that I recorded in early 2015 before I deleted it with my Faith character, this was an exceptionally aggravating experience, and I'm trying not to put myself through that again. Alright, and I've been looking for, I believe it's this area. Yeah, there's a secret bonfire here. Usually there's a bunch of messages in front of it, but there's also some Drake Blood Knights down at the bottom of the stairs, and that's probably where these bloodstains are coming from. People fighting with these guys, and then they're getting wrecked because of it. Now, Elana is actually strong against dark magic, so I'm going to put on my pyro glove and I'll fight with that. Yeah, I think that'll do. And now we can just drop on down to the bottom. The Elana boss fight's down there. You can actually summon Ben Heart of Jugo for this boss fight, but I never summon anybody, so I'm just going to do this by myself. Although once in a while, sometimes these Drake Knights will drop down here with me. Hopefully not this time. And like I said, she's strong against dark magic, so I'm going to change over to my fire longsword. This worked for me pretty well in New Game. And she says something to you before you start the stage. But I'm going to get myself ready, cast Flame Weapon on my sword, and use a Bright Bug to try to increase my damage for this boss battle. She will cast several dark magics like Affinity, and she'll cast some pyromancies like Flame Swathe, and I think that was Recollection that she just shot at me. She can also summon Velstadt, which can be an absolute disaster. Oh, wow. But I want to get this goddamn skeleton out of the way before I go fight with her. Yeah, she's absolutely starting to piss me off. She never, ever does Flame Swathe quite that many times while I'm fighting with her. But because I'm recording, she's probably just trying to fuck with me and get on my nerves. And skeletons, they're weak against fire, so the fire longsword, I mean, it does a good job against them too. It would be better with a mace, but I like using the sword against Elana herself. Yeah, that was bad. She had Affinity cast at the same time as Flame Swathe. That's the end of her. Not a very good boss battle on my end, but at least it's finished, and that's all I cared about. So next we're going to run in and fight with Sin the Dragon. And an important thing with Sin is to make sure you've got a bracing knuckle ring on, because if you don't, he breaks your durability down real fast. And if you're not wearing the bracing knuckle ring, then at least have repair powder equipped, because if you don't, you're going to be in a real world of trouble. Let me swap out my spells real fast, and then we'll run in there and fight with him. Alright, so let's do this. Hopefully I don't embarrass myself. He's another damage sponge, so I'm going to start with Bright Bug, but it'll probably run out before I really get any hits off on him, but we'll see. The important thing is not to put myself in a bunch of danger before the Bright Bug runs out. If it doesn't work out, then oh well, I'll just have to fight it without. My main tactic with Sin is for him to do that, and then when his head falls, I get either 1 or 2 hits. He doesn't normally do that. He normally swings his head, you hit him, and then you just back up before he can do anything else. Sin's a poisonous dragon too, so when he spits his fireballs onto the floor, it leaves a toxic mist. So you got to be real careful about accidentally running into those. You just keep an eye on where he's flying and try to run out of the way. That was not good. And much like I complained about with the Guardian Dragon, he spends a lot of time flying around and getting on your damn nerves doing that. But I still like this boss better than the Guardian Dragon. Shit, I thought I was too far away for that to actually hit me. Now, when he starts breathing fire like that, you can get some good hits on him. I had to heal myself, so unfortunately I wasn't able to get the maximum amount of damage. And if you stay too close to him, he'll bite down at you. And that's different. He hardly ever does that to me. He usually runs at me and tries to bite, just like that. Take a few hits and then he flies away. And that really wasn't fair because I was up against a wall, so there was just no way for me to avoid that. again, it's important to get away from that toxic mist. And I spend more time running after Sin than I actually do dealing damage. Now it's also a good strategy to, when he flies away from you, run towards him off to one side. That way if he does if he starts to fly towards you and bash himself into the ground, you can generally get yourself out of the way doing that. You got to be careful about the toxic mist too. Well, not exactly the best fight against Sin I've ever had, but I'll write it off as nerves to recording. He kind of stomped my ass around, but I can live with it, so at least we're done. And after you beat Sin, you get the crown of the Sunken King here. And on the floor over there is a Yorg's ring, which is an item, a ring that sometimes deflects spells. I don't understand why anybody would wear something that sometimes has an effect. You may as well just equip a ring that's going to mitigate the damage you're going to take if you're going to take a hit at all. But that's neither here nor there. So I guess that's the end of the Crown of the Sunken King. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Hope you're enjoying the playthrough. And I'll see you again next time when we do the Crown of the Iron King.